So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I hope you had a very refreshing break, and we continue our journey through the return of innovation and entrepreneurship. We are privileged to have a panel discussion featuring 3 experts in the field of digital transformation. First of all, please welcome Mr. Thuận Đoàn. Thuận Đoàn is strategic innovation expert serving as senior consultant at Roland Burgers and Deputy General Director and Marketing at Owen Fashion. Please welcome him. And please welcome Dr. Phạm Anh Tuấn. He is an expert in digital transformation consultant, lecturer, and currently teaching at FSB Management and Technology Institute. And please welcome back Itai Green.
My son is proud of me.
New generation of innovators.
He teaches me AI.
Oh, wow.
Gen AI.
So, we have a very exciting and we have very inspirational speak as well from Mr. Itai Green here. And we learned about many things about Israel startup. And here we also have experts from Vietnam. And I would like firstly, I would like to please ask Mr. Thuận Đoàn and Phạm Anh Tuấn about currently experience. Maybe you can share with us some about maybe the situation in open innovation in Vietnam as well from the perspective.
Okay, so thank you to everybody for still being here and join our conversation about innovation. About myself, I wear many hats, and one hat is I was alumnus of Israel Innovation. Back then, 7 years ago, I was in Haifa, Israel. I was lucky enough to join a funded program by Mashab for innovation training in Haifa for 20 days. And ever since, I have been involving in innovation activities in Vietnam, a kind of promoter. So I apply innovation knowledge in my own consulting and business running activities. I translated a couple of books, good books on innovation. So 10 types of innovation, design of better business, design thinking and innovation metrics, and also digital transformation together with Dr. Anh Tuấn, several others. And also I did a lot of training on innovation too. I brought colleges from Israel to Vietnam for innovation activities, so innovation promoter. And
So how you evaluate the innovation, open innovation situation now in Vietnam from your experience? What do you think?
7 years ago, innovation was a very new topic, and we literally didn't know how to translate it in Vietnamese at that time. So, very new term. But now, 7 years, and innovation has been a term of more understanding, more well received. But still, we know it, but we leverage it and turn innovation into value is still a long way to go. So, open innovation is even more rare. We have Anh Tuấn, he's from the Rạng Đông, also we have a representative here. He's very good animating his standalone open innovation case in Vietnam. we have also here a representative, some representative from business model, no, open innovation platform matching. But that one, so startups and big corps about innovation, like Innovate itself. But in Vietnam, it's still, I think it's still embryonic. It's still very early for adopting such innovation generally and open innovation particularly about optimizing it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
And please, Dr. Phạm Anh Tuấn.
Okay, first I would like to thank you again for your very inspiring presentation and talk. I think that most of the audience here admire your what you have presented to them, and also admire the innovation culture of Israel as a country as a whole. I didn't have the chance, I was not lucky like that to be have hand-on experience to visit Israel. But a long time ago I was already very impressed by how Israel as a country promotes startup ecosystem and innovation. A little bit about myself. Now I'm part of the consulting team in Trạm Đọc lighting company, which produce lighting product and solution. So in Trạm Đọc we apply many innovation principle and technologies. So things like open innovation and design thinking, some year from now, has become something very usual in Trạm Đọc company. And you know that open innovation has two main aspects. First is that inside the corporate or company you have many ideas, but you do not have enough resources to make it happen or commercialize or turn from the idea to the commercial products. So you can export or bring that idea to the community or to startup community, so that the idea have the chance to be turned into real product. That's one aspect. The other aspect is that the corporates and enterprises like you talk a lot today should collaborate with startup in order to bring the idea from startup into life, because like Trạm Đọc as a big company will have many resources from technology and also budget to bring early stage idea into real product. And from my experience in Trạm Đọc, we focus more on the aspect of collaborating with startup and helping startup to turn their idea into real products and to leverage on the strength of Trạm Đọc as a big company. We have a big organization, we have technology, we have also financial resources.
Okay, thank you very much. And about Mr. Itai Green, you, from what I understood, you said that like corporate should not be ignorant and should not be arrogant to startup, right? But from what I observe here, there's many startup because they do not have experience in working, so they create maybe some of the product that maybe the market doesn't really need it. So what is the right approach from corporate to the startup and vice versa? What startup should do and what corporate should do to promote, to have a better understanding and better working with each other?
So I think that the corporations' main challenge is to re-educate their people, to make them, the corporate people, realize the value of collaboration with startups. The value for the corporate, but also the value for the people. Also the employee, the corporate people, are getting better when they collaborate with a startup. So the value is not only for the corporate. So on one hand, you need to teach the employees and the senior executives as well, very important, what innovation is, how to do it right, and what is the value. That's super important, because to find the startup, it is easy. But to make it happen, to make the miracle happen, the engagement, the marriage, that's the challenge. So on one hand, the corporate needs to educate its people and to share the challenges. On the other hand, the startups need to find the challenges. And once they know the corporate challenges, they are smart enough to come up with the solutions. The tip for the entrepreneurs is to communicate between all of you, between the community of entrepreneurs in Vietnam. Share which corporations know how to collaborate with startups and which not. Spread the word. Work only with the corporations that know how to work with startups. Publish success stories. And then the others will follow, trust me. The last thing a corporate CEO wants to read in the morning when he gets to the office is that his competitor has done something with a startup. So try to make them be afraid. People are motivated by fear. Corporations are motivated by fear. If their competitor does something, they will follow. So try to start with those that already know how to. And trust me, the others will follow. That's reality.
Okay, and but my question, I have a little questions here, because you know that many startups, they start at a very young age. So they, some of them, I do not say all the startups, some of the leaders, they do not have expertise enough to understand the real problem and how to solve the problem of the big corporation here. So could you suggest maybe some way, because I know many of the people here, they're very smart people, and they also have the startup, and they also have the company, and they would like to cooperate with them. How they can communicate better, how to understand the problem of big corporation, and to make the plans. And this is also the question for the two other speakers here. But start with you first.
So you want to be first?
So I think from my point of view,
Yeah.
startup, this is my idea.
Yeah.
Startup don't need to understand the corporate problem, but both startup and corporate need to understand the customer problem, and which is the most difficult thing to do. And you know, for startup to succeed, they need to reach what is so-called the product market fit. And many startups fail because they have something miracle in their head that they have the best technology in the world, but at the end of the day, there are no customer ready to pay to pay for their product, so they cannot reach the product market fit. So I think that understand the problem, the right problem of customer, the markets is the most important thing for both corporate and startup as well.
Thank you.
Okay, to add on that, I think I would like to highlight a little bit different between startup here and probably in Israel. In Vietnam, Israel is well known for through a book by Son Singo called Startup Nation. It maybe 10 years ago. Yeah. And when I was in Israel, I noticed that Israel didn't position as a startup nation, but innovation nation. So there's a little bit different between startup nation and innovation nation. I didn't see a startup nation there. I see innovation nation everywhere. And when I was there with the team, Vietnamese team, we learned that a startup in Israel is just more about problem solving. It's about understand insights, problem to be solved, and solution to be delivered. And for students, it's like industry semester, and it's try test and learn rather than a big dream. But in this country, startup is such more about the startup for dreams than a problem solving, and it should be something make or break, zero or hero. So it's not like, I need to start, I have to create a startup business to fulfill my dream, rather than that I see a problem there, and I would like to use a lot of resources to invest in that, and I would like to put all my God on that. So it's risky, And by that mindset, maybe we have different kind of startup and different problem solving machines for the business. So if I start here, I think in Israel the startup not about failure ratio, but also about the problem solving. I think a little bit more effective, probably. But here we don't have much case of startup and big collaboration, successful cases. Also from big corporation. Innovation is still embryonic here, and perception of innovation, leveraging innovation into new product development, into new solution is still questionable to management people.
But how can we make it better? The situation is like that, but how can we make it better in Vietnam?
I think the innovation topic becoming more and more understood by both, so big corporation and startup. And like the case of Trạm Đọc, they can do that, they can succeed because the management team, they really build up a strength, uniquely in Vietnam, innovation control there. Nowhere else like in Vietnam, in Trạm Đọc. So you can explore the case later if you want. So I think that the innovation control, training, and also startup to work with big corporation in specific problem, like he said, not for corporate problem, but for customer problem. And
okay, thank you.
By and by.
So for the entrepreneurs here, I would like to give you a tip. Corporations really know the challenges. They know the market. They have a working platform. They have clients, as you've just mentioned. They know the need. Surround yourself by professionals from the industry. It means set up an advisory board to your startup. An advisory board of domain experts, of people that are familiar with the industry deeply. For example, if you have a startup in the banking business, hire few ex-senior executives from banks, from those entities that you want them to be your clients. Provide those that have been serving for the bank in senior levels. Invite them to join the startup as an advisors. Give them, each of them, 0.25% of the company in stock option. 0.5%. Trust me, it is super valuable for you. They will bring you the knowledge, they will tell you the needs, they will contact you with the relevant ones that are working for the bank. They will be your bridge between the startup that you're developing, the product, so there is going to be a market need, a product fit, and the clients. Because their ex-employer, the bank in this case, they will make you connected to them, so this bank is going to be your client at the end of the day. So that's something that really costs you a little bit. Share a little bit of the shares, you'll get a lot more back.
Okay, thank you. And I have the questions for two Vietnamese speakers here, because you used to consult for very big corporations here. So, and you know that at the early stage of innovation, maybe we haven't seen the result yet. We invested a lot of money into innovation, but maybe it didn't bring the outcome in the beginnings, like the profit, but we need to invest a lot of money into that one. So how corporation can seize the opportunities into investing in one startup? This is the first question. And secondly, how do we know that that kind of innovation really, really profitable for the big corporation here?
Well, I think first we need to take innovation a bit easy. Rather than take innovation as something is only about technology intensive and capital intensive investment. There are many types of innovation along the value chain, and we have incremental incremental innovation, and we have also breakthrough innovation. We have disruptive innovation, and we can have many innovation at the same time, product innovation and business model innovation. So it doesn't mean that corporate always needs to invest a lot of money to have innovation. Sometimes innovation can be minor. This is kind of innovation when it was built. We have a coffee shop, we have a book, we have this kind of model can be seen as innovation when it was first introduced in Vietnam. Yes. So it doesn't have to do something about technology. Yeah. So building innovation control, and I think working in some situations, Itai, I think they put innovation in parallel to business, to daily business. So they build up a separate team on innovation. So we have participation from different functions, people, representative, but working in parallel. And by that, they can separate themselves from the daily profit making and sale over pressuring objectives. So they can focus on really developing something new. And by that, they can work with startup on that too. Because I ask for, it's my own situation. I ask for a startup to help us develop a BI generated dashboard regarding customer experience journey. But at the same time, I have many other worry and pressures to carry up. And now in this post-COVID crisis timing, I have less motivation to pursue such innovation and focus on next quarter sales. So in that situation, if I'm separated or someone else separated from the daily running, then he can develop. So that's why, in my opinion.
So answering to your question of how corporates can avoid failure from this stage?
Knows the valuation of the startup and about the innovation. Like how can they know that it's profitable for the company?
Well, if you study deep into the startup and innovation topic, you know that nobody can be sure or measure and make sure that this idea will create profit or this idea going to be successful or not. And I think the story is the same for corporates. And for corporate to work effectively and collaborate successfully with startup, besides a strong culture, besides strong leadership that welcome startup, welcome idea and welcome failures. Sometimes you also need some principle, some framework, so that idea from startup or innovations idea can turn into success or commercialized product in the future. Like in Trạm we utilize very famous formulas, which is 5, 4, 10, 5, 4, 1. It means that we know that this idea can be successful, this idea can fail, but no problem. We just invest in, but we apply design thinking, agile methodology, so that we can minimize the risk, the failures. And we assume that every 10 ideas, 5 months or 6 months later, 1 year later, we will kill 5 ideas, because 5 ideas we fail, and we keep the 5 other ideas. And among the 5 ideas we keep, we make sure that one idea will be a kind of 10x profit or 10x revenue, and 4 ideas will be kind of double or triple revenue. It means that from the beginning, nobody can be sure, nobody can measure that this idea will be a success or not. Only through design thinking process and through irritation, and you do a lot of pilot, you do MVP, and you bring the voice of customer to the very early stage. Then you know that you can minimize the risk and make sure that later you have one idea that generate your profit or revenues.
Okay, thank you very much. And before I give another questions to Mr. Itai here, I just want to remind you that the discussion is so open to the floor. That means that you can give the questions to all of our 3 experts in here. So let me have a quick translation in Vietnamese. Mọi người ơi, trước khi là mình gửi câu hỏi nữa đến anh Itai ở đây thì mình muốn nói rằng là ở cái buổi thảo luận này ấy, thì mọi người có thể đặt câu hỏi nhé. Thì sau cái phần là câu hỏi của mình với cả anh Itai thì mọi người có thể là đặt câu hỏi để mình giao lưu với cả những vị chuyên gia trên này mọi người nhé. Thế nên là mọi người cứ nghĩ câu hỏi trước đi nhé. Sau phần này là sẽ đến là cái phần là mọi người đặt câu hỏi mọi người nhé. Có thể là bằng cả tiếng Anh hoặc bằng cả tiếng Việt, không sao mọi người nhé. Okay, so Mr. Itai, I read the Startup Nation, the books about the startup in Israel to explain why it is so successful, and I realized that like you have the culture. So can you tell us in more detail how Israeli culture affect the success of a startup in Israel? Like what do you exactly do? Like how's the process? I heard something like you go to military school and they should have some training for you like that, but I'm not sure. So can you explain more to us?
That's chutzpah.
Chutzpah, yeah, that's another book that you should translate, right?
No translation in English, I was told. Chutzpah.
Chutzpah, yeah, but she wrote a book, and the name of the book is Chutzpah. Yeah, so I'll put you in touch with the author. The name of the book is Chutzpah, and she translates the book to many languages, so maybe you can do the one to make it in Vietnam.
Nice.
So now we already have business here.
Okay.
I mean, you have business, I have nothing else, right? Okay, so...
Nice idea.
Okay. I want to tell you about the culture of Israel, but many are talking about the army. So we are lucky to have enemies. We are surrounded by enemies.
A lot.
Too many. And when you are surrounded by enemies or by competitors, you have no other option in order to survive, to innovate. You have to innovate. So I don't really think that we are lucky to have enemies, because I prefer to live in a very much peaceful area. But that's reality, so we have no other option than to be innovative. And a lot of the innovation is coming from the army, and many are talking about it. I would like to tell you something different that you didn't read in the book. When I was heading the innovation of Amadeus in Israel, in one of the cases, I invited 5 polite Europeans, senior executives of Amadeus, to visit Israel. They were coming from Spain, France, and Germany. Polite people, unlike Israelis, who were not polite. And we had a visit in an accelerator of American Online, AOL. We've been staying at their office for 5 hours. In the first hour, we met the GM, the general manager, a very nice lady, that is running AOL Accelerator. She was telling about what they're doing. She left the meeting room back to her office, and we were staying. The GM of the accelerator of Coca-Cola got in, did the same, pitched, but when he got in and she left, they hugged and kissed each other. When he got in, he told about Coca-Cola activity, 1 hour, he left the room, the GM of Microsoft got in. Kisses and hugs between the two people. He got in, he told about Microsoft, he left, the guy of Yahoo got in. He left, another accelerator. This way, 5 different accelerators, GMs, got in and out, and kissed and hugged each other. At the end of this 5-hour session, all of these sessions were handled at the office of AOL. These polite Europeans have asked me, Itai, what happened here? So I told them what I just told you. They told me, you don't understand the question. How come 5 different competitors are kissing and hugging each other? And how come the 4 competitors of AOL, because at the end of the day, everyone is competing on the same ecosystem, on the same startups. How come they were willing to come to an office of a competitor? So I told them, you know something? That's Israel. That's a matter of culture, of sharing. You remember I told you, share, share, share? Share. Even competitors are sharing, are not afraid of each other. They're not sharing secrets. They're not idiots. I mean, most Israelis are not idiots. Some are, but not all. Most are not. Share, because when you share, by the way, also within the corporate, between the corporate people, but also sharing with others, everyone enjoys that. And thanks to sharing, everyone is moving forward. So that's a matter of culture. That's not something to teach. I mean, I really don't wish you to have many enemies, and I don't wish you to have wars, and I don't wish you, really, I mean, you can do innovation even without enemies, but it helps.
Okay, so sharing is caring.
Sharing is very, very important.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so anyone here have a question? Please raise your hand here. Okay, please, welcome, Mrs. Huệ.
I have one question, very curious. When you're talking about the one access only for innovation, and then the other day you talk about the diversity of the board for the. It seems a paradox. So please explain why one access only for innovation.
Why one access to the corporate?
Yes.
For a startupist to approach a corporate is very complicated. Startups don't have the time and resources to approach many people within the corporate in order to run something together, to run a pilot. So startupists have a limited budget in their bank account. They have to move fast. If they will start looking for the relevant one, it's very complicated, very complicated. So each and every company has to nominate one that is carrying the responsibility for innovation. He is the one, or she is the one, to take the startup end by end along all the way till the pilot or integration or investment. Otherwise, there is a mess. On the other hand, of course, there is a lot of room for diversity. I mean, the more diversified people or culture, the more relevant culture you have, the more feedback, the chances for success are higher when you have different opinions or different backgrounds. It's very important, especially around the board. The board, it's super important. Unfortunately, also in Israel, you see too many big corporations where the board members look the same. They have the same background. Most of them are men. They are mostly above 60. Most of them have been studying in the same university. It's boring. These days, you have to be a little bit more relevant. So that's the...
Okay. And what about Mr. Thuận Đoàn and Mr. Phạm Anh Tuấn?
Why one access? Is it only in Vietnam? You have only one access for startup to come to corporation?
Yeah.
Or they have to meet
No,
the five of the bosses? What is the truth?
I don't know other company, but in Giang we will have one access. Yeah. Like, I have observed several cases when a startup coming to Giang and they said us we have a very good technology, but we run out of budgets. Their budgets are only enough to run the company for 6 months. So can Trạm Đọc invest in or give us this kind of budget so that we can survive six more months, one more year. And 1 year later, I saw that startup show up on the Shark Tank. I think they still survive, and Trạm Đọc did invest some money so that one that don't want to collab with them because they have a fantastic technology, and that also like to keep an eye on how their technology can be developed or evolve. And other reason is that I don't really want to be part of the innovation ecosystem in the smart home ecosystem. So we'll need to learn a lot from the start.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Please.
Thank you very much for your speech and sharing knowledge. My name is Cường. I'm working for beer industry about 30 years. Before that, I have some experience with the biggest company in the world. So I would like to have a question about the innovation. Everyone say about innovation, about different thing, about something we can share together today. But in your opinion, any principle, any formula for innovation? Any principle or formula, right? Because even for me, right, I don't have any principle for innovation. So please, in your opinion, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. So you're asking about like maybe the principle for making successful innovation, right?
No.
Or this principle for innovations, for creativity, right?
Something like.
Okay, very interesting question.
About that,
Yeah.
how to make it happen.
Okay.
Crisis.
Right?
Thank you. It's very interesting questions.
Educate your people about the value of innovation. Share your challenges. Run as many pilots as possible across the company, including with HR, finance, etc. Because you have to change the DNA to update the DNA to our time. The only way to do it fast is by startups. And I'll give you another tip. Once you, as a corporate, you run a pilot and you decide to integrate the technology, invest in the startup. The reason, you had a better due diligence than any other VC. A corporate share a challenge, a startup is coming, they review the technology, they run a pilot, they are happy with the pilot, they are about to integrate the technology. Trust me, the same challenges that one corporate has, all thousands of competitors around the world face the same challenge. So invest. You already had the best due diligence. Running a pilot, it's the best due diligence. Better than any other investor. Better by far. That's the moment, a golden moment to invest in the startup. According to my experience, that moment when a corporate invests, they're not only enjoying the cutting edge technology for the business purposes, for the commercial purposes. They also make a lot of money out of that investment. So these are a few tips. I hope that I answered the question.
Yes, I think I have a formula for you. Yes, the formula starts with a sentence. Innovation is all about turning ideas into invoice. Innovation is all about turning ideas into invoice. Ý tưởng là đổi mới sáng tạo là biến ý tưởng thành hóa đơn. Simple. If we don't have invoice and it's not innovation, it's just about creativity. It's a big difference between innovation and creativity. You have to be creative. You can have hundreds of creativity, but very few of them really make money, and that's innovation. So three things. Three simple things. I have formula for you. The first thing is the light bulb, bóng đèn, light bulb. Light bulb stands for new idea. So the idea should be something new, something light, something promising. It's not something boring and everybody has with the same idea. You have crazy idea, okay? So light bulb is first thing. Plus gears. Gears tiếng Việt là bánh răng, cái bánh răng trong kỹ thuật. Sorry, I biết Vietnamese. Stand for process and engineering. So you have to engineer the idea. You have to test it, MVP, process, and fine tuning, and even deleting, removing. So the second thing is gear. So light bulb plus gears, bóng đèn cộng bánh răng, equal to money. The last symbol very easy, money. So light bulb plus gear equal to money is a formulation for innovation. Bóng đèn cộng bánh răng bằng tiền, đấy là cái công thức mà innovation. Bởi vì Thuận cũng là người đào tạo và tìm hiểu và đơn giản mọi thứ về innovation trong nhiều năm qua, cho nên đấy cũng là công thức của Thuận nghĩ ra, mà cũng là từ những cái Thuận tìm hiểu chia sẻ này. Em biết là Vietnamese for a while.
So can I speak in Vietnamese? Because he raised an interesting question, because everybody talk about innovation, but nobody really understood what is innovation, because it's a very broad topic. Thì theo tôi là mặc dù đổi mới sáng tạo nó là một cái phạm trù rất là rộng, nhưng mà để triển khai thành công, để scale được nó thì cũng cần cái nó có những cái mô thức, những cái tạo gọi là cái công thức nhất định. Ví dụ như là chúng ta cứ nói làm sao thúc đẩy đổi mới sáng tạo trong tổ chức, thì nó có những phương pháp lên đơn giản, ví dụ như là trong thảo luận trạng brainstorm chẳng hạn, làm sao để khai thác được cái trí tuệ tập thể, thì nó có những công thức như là ví dụ nó có cái mô hình gọi là 6 chiếc mũ tư duy chẳng hạn, để đảm bảo ví dụ trong một nhóm có 6 ông thì phải phân vai ra, mỗi ông sẽ đóng một vai trò nào đó khi mà tiếp cận vấn đề. Ví dụ ông là người đưa ra ý tưởng mới, có ông khác là phản biện, có ông khác là người trung dung chẳng hạn. Đấy là một ví dụ về có những cái công thức mình phải đưa ra. Hoặc là gần đây tôi Thuận tham dự một cái hội thảo rất lớn của bên MB, thì họ có mời một chuyên gia rất nổi tiếng về đổi mới sáng tạo. Thì họ đưa ra một công thức rất là đơn giản nhưng mà rất ý nghĩa về đổi mới sáng tạo. Để đổi mới sáng tạo là gì? Đổi mới sáng tạo đơn giản là việc tổ hợp hay là tái kết hợp những cái ý tưởng có sẵn, có trộn lại để thành một cái mới và giải quyết vấn đề phức tạp. Nên chúng ta thấy ví dụ như là trên bàn có cốc này, có cái micro, có cái iPad chẳng hạn. Nếu chúng ta biết trộn lại ý tưởng, có thể chúng ta sẽ ra được một cái ý tưởng mới, một sản phẩm mới, hoàn toàn mới. Hoặc là có một cái ví dụ như là ai làm trong anh làm ngành F&B đúng không? Thì cách đây mấy năm ấy, thì trong một cuộc thi đầu bếp giỏi nhất thế giới, thì cái ông mà đoạt vô địch quán quân đây là một người Thụy Điển, nhưng mọi người biết ai đừng đi Bắc Âu thì món ăn cực chán luôn. Thế thì cái bí mật đây là gì? Tức là ông thổ luôn, ông ấy nói luôn là đơn giản là tôi lấy cái ngon nhất mỗi nước ra, tôi trộn vào xem Việt Nam có cái gì ngon nhất, Thái Lan có gì ngon nhất, Pháp có gì ngon nhất, và trộn vào thành cái món mới, và thế là ông vô địch. Thế thì chúng ta thấy một ví dụ rất điển hình của việc là đổi mới sáng đơn giản là chúng ta tái tổ hợp, kết hợp những ý tưởng cũ thành một cái trong một cái trật tự mới để giải quyết một vấn đề phức tạp.
Bổ sung thêm ý của anh Tuấn một chút là đổi mới sáng tạo nó chẳng phải thông minh gì đâu, nó là có công thức đấy. Nó thật là như thế. Các cái lối làm nào để có ra ý tưởng mới, nó có lối tư duy đấy, nó có lối tư duy scamper, nó có lối tư set IT, nó có các cái lối tư duy theo cái lối mòn để mà ra việc đấy. Chứ còn và hơn nữa ấy, là mình phải đau đáu cái vấn đề cơ, chứ mà mình không chả có khoảnh khắc lóe sáng nào được rồi Archimedes đâu. Tức là mình cứ biết cái vấn đề là cần giải quyết, và trong một bối cảnh nào đó, thường là lúc tắm, tự nhiên cái ý tưởng nó lại nghĩ ra là chúng ta có thể làm cái này, có thể làm cái kia, và cái cách kết hợp những thứ không liên quan tới nhau thành giải quyết vấn đề ấy, là một trong những cách phổ biến nhất là cái chữ C trong Scamper combine đấy. Thì nó cũng có lối, thì học thì sẽ có cái cách mà đối với việc đấy. Thế còn cái nó phải từ sáng tạo mà thành đổi mới sáng tạo, cái vai trò lớn nhất anh đã nói là cái giải quyết vấn đề, tức là nó phải giải quyết được cái vấn đề gì và cái vấn đề đấy thực sự nó là vấn đề. Bởi vì đôi lúc là cái giải quyết vấn đề của mình ấy, nó không, cái giải pháp nó không giải quyết vấn đề, hoặc là giải quyết vấn đề theo cách nó đắt quá, thế là thị trường nó không chấp nhận, và không chấp nhận thì nó không bán được thì nó lại không thành innovation. Câu chuyện thế thôi. Nên tại sao cái từ Việt Nam mình cái trào lưu khởi nghiệp nó cứ phải có cái chữ là khởi nghiệp sáng tạo, bởi vì nếu mà không có cái sáng tạo thì chết chắc rồi. Bởi vì toàn cái việc mà startup fail lớn nhất trong báo cáo chỉ ra là không có nhu cầu thị trường, tức là nó chỉ có nhu cầu trong đầu ông nghĩ ra thôi. Có thể ông giải quyết được rồi nhưng nó đắt quá, hoặc là ông giải quyết cái dung lượng thị trường nó ít quá, tóm lại là ông không có đủ cái đáp ứng cho của ông chứ không phải là ý tưởng của ông. Cho nên là một cách nghiêm túc thì innovation là khoa học và là phương pháp, chứ không phải là sự thông minh hay là một cái gì đấy nó độc đầu và nghĩ ra cái gì đấy hay cả.
Anh Thuận nói một cái rất hay là ý tưởng đưa ra từ phòng buôn tạp, đúng không? Thực ra cái đấy rất hay, nó cũng gắn với cái ý ông nói rất nhiều về cái sharing, chia sẻ. Thì trong rất nhiều tổ chức của mình không tạo ra được một cái bối cảnh, một cái môi trường để mà mọi người chia sẻ tri thức với nhau. Thực ra trước tôi làm về đề tài về quản trị tri thức mà, thì ví dụ văn hóa Nhật Bản nó có hẳn một cái từ nó gọi là ba, tức là có một cái không gian để kích thích mọi người chia sẻ tri thức trong cái mô hình nổi tiếng Seiki của Monaka. Thì rất nhiều tổ chức hiện nay là ngay cách mình bố trí văn phòng rồi bản thân cái cơ cấu tổ chức nó rất là nặng nề, cái thứ quy trình nhiều, hay là cái có rất nhiều cái gatekeeper trong tổ chức thì nó không thể tạo ra cái bar hay là cái bồn tắm để phát sinh ra cái điều.
Có ý tưởng mới chẳng dám nói chứ có đơn vịt nữa. Ví dụ tôi làm ấy đi, có ý tưởng mới thì nó đưa ra.
Ngay ở Giảng Đông mà tôi có rất nhiều thời gian để trải nghiệm thì tôi luôn muốn ở Giảng Đông có một cái không gian như thế này để mọi người có thể lúc nào bất kỳ lúc nào có thể ngồi với nhau chia sẻ được. Tức là mặc dù là cái rất welcome startup nhưng mà vì nó là công ty truyền thống, nó cũng thiếu những cái không gian như thế này để mọi người có thể kích thích cái sự sáng tạo của mọi người.
Wow, that's very interesting answer. Please, everyone, give a big applause for all of the speakers here. So, anyone, do you have any questions? Or I will compete with you. Okay, please, Miss Phương Ứng.
Yeah, thank three speakers today. We have a very inspiring conversation. And with me is I'm working for Alpha Books, the corporate that opened this place. And I also I'm working in a new project. Bring fun science to every child. It like make science like entertainment hub. It's science and entertainment plus to each other. And one thing that I'm caring about is that I'm working for new product in Vietnam, and it's a thing key to startup too. They bring the new product. And they sometimes they don't have much sources like you're talking about, money for marketing, money for developing the market. And with me, I also have a problem that we have a small budget and we have a lot of things to do. And how innovation and how the way the startup do to develop their bring their product to as many people as possible. And with us, with startup, we need to survive.
I'm sorry, but our time is very limited. Could you share your questions?
Yes, so,
Thank you.
So for shortly, it's like we don't have much sources like startup, and how we can bring our product, a new product, new idea, new concept to customer. That's all.
Okay, thank you. It's a very interesting thing.
You will need a magic stick answer.
You first.
I'll answer shortly. My view is that when you have a challenge, when you're open for entrepreneurs to work with, when you're open-minded, when you're curious to run, to get new products, etc., share the challenges, share that you're looking for solutions, share that you're looking for new products. And sharing is really the issue, and it's very simple. After this session, fill a Google form with what's in your mind, with the challenge, with your goals, with what you're looking for. You're looking to offer new products, you have clients, you have a place, whatever. Share everything and ask the audience, ask the crowd, ask the ecosystem to come up with ideas, with existing solutions or with ideas. It's not the same. And and then spread it, share it, and you'll be surprised that you'll finally get all kind of ideas, products, and etc. that you didn't think of. Because there are very smart people around, and they may offer you something that's going to be the next big thing. Just tell them that you are open-minded, that you are willing to implement or to review at least at the beginning, and you'll be surprised. So Google form, that's the answer. To share this Google form.
Okay, thank you very much. Please.
It's a difficult situation, right? So I think sharing is Itai's idea, and if I was in your shoes, then I would think about collaboration. So you just have to find somebody to work with you. They have a certain also sharing objectives with you and collaboration. The question is very general, so the answer cannot be specific. But if I know more about situation, it's involved a little bit of marketing tactic. Also, like it's true, but we don't have much time. But the question is general, so the answer is general. Collaboration. Don't do it alone. You can ask for crowd wisdom, like he said, and also you can ask for some win-win situation with a potential partner that you may have. Yeah.
Mr. Ok.
Mọi người cứ hỏi thôi, chứ không phải thời gian nếu mà sợ.
Mình đến mấy giờ mình đến?
Em có thể extend được thêm nếu
Đâu không đi đâu.
Mình có bao nhiêu phút nữa?
12:15 là bác ấy phải có một cuộc hẹn ăn trưa, cho nên mình tổ chức thời gian như thế nào để tranh thủ hỏi đi.
Ok, chắc là một câu hỏi cuối cùng nữa thôi nhỉ? Cuối cùng nữa thôi.
2 câu đi.
2 câu đi, ok. Mời Linh là 1 và mời chị là 2. Chị trước. Hỏi cùng lúc đi.
Retail startups, and we are doing already about the pilot. And my question is, do you have plan to cooperate with Vietnamese retail startup to scale up?
For sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
So, yalla.
Yalla.
Okay. Wow. Fast businessman.
She was lucky to live in Israel for 6 years.
Oh, nice.
That's why she speaks in Hebrew. I mean, you were speaking with them in Vietnamese, right? So I can speak with her in English.
Oh. Okay, let's speak English so everyone can understand.
Any question that you have, and because we are limited with time, right?
Yeah.
Feel free to approach me,
Yeah.
or him or them. I don't know if you want. I shared my WhatsApp number. So any question that even is raised in your mind after this session, feel free.
Okay.
Okay, seriously. It's not in a polite, we are not polite, so if I say something, I mean it.
Okay.
Okay, so really feel free.
Thank you.
Yes.
Please.
Okay.
So last one.
My last question, right?
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think that innovation is not just about create a new thing. Maybe it's just automate the behavior, automate the workflow. So it's a big corporation. I have a question like that. How a big corporation can recognize the problem or recognize the opportunity inside themselves. Like that, we can create a new workflow or create a new step into the communicate with customer. I think that's innovation. So how corporation can recognize the opportunity inside themselves, and that's my any formulation like two Vietnamese speaker mentioned about, like that we have the formulation for a new idea, right? But for the
identify the problem.
That's right.
Yes,
That's right.
Yes. We have the tool to do so.
Yeah.
So everything we have made a method to do. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Okay, so
You first.
externally, so innovation is about internal and about external. Okay, so externally, often we root from the customer insights. Okay, and we have a tool to do so. It's called customer value proposition canvas. So you look at the customer pains, you look at the customer gain, and you look at the customer jobs to be done. You study a tool called customer journey. So if they have problems, they consider, they buy, they have the use, and we have a tool customer journey. We have customer value information canvas to look into pain, gain, and jobs. Okay, so we have tool always there, right? Externally, yeah. Internally, mainly we use value chain analysis. So we split the operation into different parts, different phase, and by that you identify the problems. You identify the stock situation. You identify the opportunity to improve, and then you mutually functionally connected. You develop a solution. So just customer journey and value chain is something I talk about, but in method that we still have many others. So leverage a method. Don't have to do it by our own, on our own.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry,
and what about
you are the one who
Mr.
answers, not me.
What I intend to say is what already said.
Okay. What about you?
We speak the same thing.
I agree with him.
Oh, okay.
And I will sum up this for this question. Even without the methodology, don't tell them, no one here is right. Even without methodology, when you bring smart people to one room and you ask them about the pains and the challenges, even without the methodology, they will come up with the exact issues that need to be solved. Because corporate employees are experts in what they do. They do the best. They know the best what needs to be revised, what needs to be changed. And once you know that, you can look outside for solutions.
Okay.
One question for this topic. What if they are
Very short one.
leader? Like for the Google, they don't have any competitor, right? So how they can recognize the problem inside themselves? Like we have the problem situation and we recognize that these challenges we have to overcome. But what if they don't have any challenges, but they want to improve more?
How come? There is one without. I don't. I don't know anyone that don't have challenges and don't have way to improve. I mean, besides my wife, I don't know anyone that is really perfect. So I really think even Google. I mean, Google, of course. I mean, they have OpenAI that are challenging them. So for sure, they have something to improve. I'll tell you something which is truly important. I don't know how many Vietnamese companies have hired strategic consulting firms like McKinsey, BCG, and the like, in order to tell them what they need to do in the next 5 to 10 years in order to be relevant, what the trends are, etc. Usually, these consulting firms are not working for free.
They're working for millions.
In euros or in pounds. So I bet that Vietnamese banks, for example, hire McKinsey.
They use.
Okay, that's okay. If they hire them for many type of jobs that are not related to innovation, then good luck. But if they hire McKinsey to tell them what the trends are and what they should do in order to keep being relevant, that's a waste of money. And the reason is that McKinsey are very smart people, but they rely on public data, on existing data that is online, on Google and other sources of data. But if that bank would run innovation in a proper way, they would know the cutting edge technology before it appears online. When clients of mine are doing innovation in a proper way, entrepreneurs are knocking on their door before they are online, before they have online presence. McKinsey don't know them, my clients does. my client does and really knows the most cutting edge technology for McKinsey. So I think for a big corporate, there is no more efficient way to keep with the trends rather than running innovation, and it costs by far less than the 7 digits of McKinsey, right? So my recommendation is to appoint an innovation manager or innovation director or VP innovation that is going to be in charge of those startups, not to be surprised. It's going to cost less in case you do it right. And in order to do it right, the first thing to do is to hire the right person. And the right person is to promote internally the best project manager with the best people skill. This is going to be the best innovation guy or lady. These are the qualifications. Don't bring someone from outside. Promote something from internal.
Wow, thank you. It's a very insightful answer. So, Guy, have you learned a lot today?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, please give a big applause to Mr. Thuận Đoàn. Big applause to Mr. Phạm Anh Tuấn. And give a very, very big applause to our speaker, Mr. Itai Green. Thank you very much for joining us today. And before we end, I would like to invite Mrs. Huệ from ABG Leadership Institute here to give the gift to all of our speakers here.
So on behalf of the organizer, thank you so much for your valuable time and thank you so much for your attention. So we did a very small gift for Vietnam. 2 action. We ended the gift and then we make picture together with our speakers.